Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into something pretty cool from the world of blockchain gaming, and it's called Solshifters, built on the Solana blockchain. But as always, remember there's a risk in investing in dApps. Only put in what you're okay with potentially losing. So Solshifters is built on the Solana blockchain, and it's a mix of everything we love about memes and gaming. It's not your typical dApp. It's got a twist that makes it stand out. Here players get to collect these chameleon robots, and what's cool about them is that they've got this thing called meme energy, or ME for short, which lets them transform in response to trending memes. Now, from my perspective, it's a fun way to incorporate the ever-changing meme culture into strategic gameplay. Now, the game's not just about collecting and laughing at memes. There's a real strategy to it. You've got to manage your energy, think about when to transform your robots, and how to use your upgrades. It's got layers, folks, which means you're not going to get bored easily. Solshifters also introduces meme guilds, event-driven gameplay, and even a referral system. And they're also keen on education, helping players understand more about blockchain tech through the game. So it's not just fun and games, there's also a community aspect and a chance to learn something new. So the game has this energy system called ME, and the cool thing is the amount of ME you get depends on what tier you're at. And starting from basic and going all the way up to legendary, each tier pumps out different amounts of this energy. First off, when you start playing, you'll get to choose your very own hybrid chameleon robot. Now, these robots are split into different tiers, and each tier has its own set of perks and powers. So it's kind of like when you're picking a character in a video game. Each one has its unique strengths and weaknesses. And starting with the basic tier, these are your entry-level robots. They're perfect for beginners, offering standard rates of what the game calls me generation. Now, think of me generation as the energy or power your robot can produce. It's the baseline, straightforward, with no frills, but a solid starting point. Moving up, we've got the common tier, and these robots are a step up, providing a slight increase in that ME generation and coming with a basic transformation ability. Imagine being able to switch up your robot's form to adapt to different challenges, and that's pretty cool. So the rare tier is where things start to heat up, and these robots pack significantly higher ME generation rates and boast advanced transformation capabilities. But they're also your ticket to special events within the game, offering more unique experiences and rewards. Then we hit the epic tier. Now, these robots are serious business with exceptional ME generation and transformation abilities. Each epic hybrid comes with a unique design, and they unlock exclusive arrays in the game. If you're looking for something that stands out, this is where you find it. And last but definitely not least, the legendary tier. Now, these are the cream of the crop, offering the maximum ME generation and transformation potential. But legendary hybrids aren't just powerful. They come with special gameplay benefits and can even lead player guilds or communities. So it's a big deal, bringing not just bragging rights, but also significant impact within the game. Also, each tier reflects the robot's rarity and potential, not just in terms of power, but also how they can transform and impact the game world. Now, here's where it gets interesting. You can boost your ME generation in a couple of ways, and there are these passive boosts or special items that temporarily jack up your ME generation. So it's a neat little twist that adds a layer of strategy to how you play the game. Plus, you can use your ME to upgrade stuff. Upgrades can do more than just speed up your ME generation. They can also give your hybrid special abilities or even change how they look. Now, accumulating enough ME can unlock some pretty cool features like exclusive areas, elite events, or access to a special marketplace where you can trade resources. Moreover, transformations are a big deal as well in this game. And to transform, you'll need a certain amount of ME and maybe meet other requirements like in-game achievements or special items. So each tier has its own transformation requirements and benefits, making you think twice about how you use your resources. Plus, as you transform and get involved in the game's community through events or competitions, you boost your vitality scores. And these scores are your ticket to higher ranks within the community, special badges, and even a say in community decisions. Let's talk now about the supply and how it's set up. So they defined a finite initial supply, and this means there's a set number of ME tokens out there. The reason behind this is really simple. It's all about making sure these tokens are valuable because they're scarce. As we all know, you can't just have an endless supply of something if you want it to hold value. Now, how these tokens get distributed is pretty clever. They've thought about rewarding players, providing liquidity for in-game transactions, and even throwing some incentives towards the community. And this approach makes sure that everyone involved has a reason to get involved and stay engaged. Regarding the adjustment mechanisms, they're using dynamic algorithms to tweak token generation rates. And this is based on how many players are active and how engaged they all are. Here, the goal is to make sure the economy around these tokens stays balanced and sustainable over the long haul. Now, let's switch gears and talk about how these tokens are used and why they're more than just digital cash. First off, there are sinks, basically ways that tokens are used up. This could be through transaction fees, buying consumables, or even upgrading your gear in-game. And they've also mentioned something about periodic token burns to help regulate the number of tokens out there. But the utility of these tokens goes beyond just buying stuff. So they're your ticket to exclusive content, a say in community decisions, and even a stake in competitive events. And it's not just about having the tokens, it's about what you can do with them that adds a whole new layer to the gaming experience. So the game has a system in place to control how many ME tokens you can earn daily or monthly. Now think of it as a way to keep things fair and exciting for everyone, ensuring that the game stays engaging over time. And they adjust these caps based on how much the game is being played, which is a smart move to keep the economy stable. Now, they have something called burn mechanisms. And with this system, periodically, the game will destroy a bunch of these ME tokens, especially when players hit certain milestones or if there's just too many of them floating around in the game's economy. Now, this isn't about taking away from players, but more about making sure the tokens you do have remained valuable. And the game also uses some smart tech to keep an eye on how the tokens are being used, and this means they can tweak how many tokens are made or burned based on what's happening in the game. From my perspective, it's all about keeping the economy balanced so you feel like your effort and achievements really mean something. And they've also set aside some of these tokens in what's called a stabilization fund. Now, this is like an emergency kit that can be used to smooth out the ups and downs in token demand. If not many people are buying, the fund can step in to purchase tokens and vice versa. So it's a neat way to keep the game's economy from having too many wild swings. And lastly, they've got this dynamic system for setting prices and rewards within the game. So depending on how many ME tokens are out there, the cost of items and the rewards for completing tasks can change. Now, this ensures that whether you're saving up for something big or just playing for fun, the game stays rewarding and balanced. Solshifters really values its community. Because of that, they're all about making sure players feel like they're part of the family. And they've got regular updates rolling out, feedback mechanisms where your voice can actually be heard, and open communication channels. Now, this means you're always in the loop, always part of the conversation, and that's pretty awesome. They've got this unique contest called the Last Depositor Contest, where the player making the last deposit within each hour wins a reward. Now, this keeps the excitement going and encourages players to stay engaged. Then there's the chilling contests, which are all about kicking back, relaxing, and having some fun with other players. So it's a great way to build that community spirit. And for the artists out there, the artwork contests are something you need to look. So you get to create game-themed art, dive deep into the game's lore, and show off your creativity. Plus, you could win some rewards for your efforts, which is always a nice bonus. Then there's the biggest depositor contest, rewarding the player who contributes the most over a set period. Now, this is an interesting way to encourage more significant investments in the game. And lastly, the referral contest. So if you're good at getting your friends to join in on the fun, you could be looking at some nice rewards for expanding the community. So the team behind me is working on making it more than just a game currency, and they're looking at ways to really weave me into the broader blockchain fabric. So by teaming up with other blockchain games and platforms, and this means me wouldn't just be something you use within Solshifters, but also in other games and platforms, and that's pretty cool. Now, imagine playing different games or accessing special features elsewhere, all powered by me. This approach is about giving me more visibility and, let's say, more bang for its buck. And they're even considering working with NFT marketplaces. So you might see exclusive items or transactions happening with ME. And there's talk about connecting with DeFi platforms. Now, that could mean earning extra from staking ME or even farming opportunities. So essentially, it's about adding more value to what you already own or earn in the game. Why is this exciting is really simple. It's opening up new doors, not just for gamers, but for anyone interested in the mix of gaming and finance. And by broadening where and how me can be used, it attracts a wider audience. So you've got gamers, sure, but also folks who are into NFTs, DeFi, and the whole crypto scene. Now, the team behind Solshifters has been at this for over 2 years now, crafting dApps since 2022. And their goal is to make the crypto space a bit safer and more fun for everyone. Well, that was for today's video, and if you want to invest in Solshifters, I will have all the necessary links down in the description below so you guys can check out everything. Thanks for watching, and until next time, goodbye.